Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the Morning Spurs Show, Cockerel Doodle Doo. We have a full house today, a full deck. So let's just go around the house just quickly. James, big up, brother. How are you today?
I'm very good, guys. I'm very good.
Good. Mr. EMF, how are you, sir?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'm good. I'm really good.
Good. And of course, my partner in crime, Johnny. How are we doing, sir?
I'm fine. I was concerned for Ian then. He was looking up at the ceiling. I thought my flights had flown to his neck of the woods.
Absolutely. But what is that on my screen?
So before we get into the show, let's just say good morning to everyone. So we got Stephen in the house. Good morning. Amir is in the house. Bukatov Achi. Tigaro, the single parent theory. DJ Green Alert, big up my man. Who else have we got in the building? We have got Active on Wembley. We have got Jason, mum, big up. Jason, I am going to message you straight after this one. I do need your help for Liverpool. Ren, big up, darling. Peter, good morning. Colin Cross, as always. Norman, big up to you, sir. Mark Cousins and Andrew Gregory. Okay, people. Oh, and Fran has just joined. Good morning, Fran. And Derek Hutchinson, big up, Derek, brother. I hope you're good. Going to come to James and Ian first because obviously Johnny and I did our Anger management yesterday about a certain performance down the road at enemy territory. James, I'll go to you first. What was your thoughts on the North London derby?
To be honest, I thought it was excellent. I thought the biggest sign that I liked is the first 30 minutes. You could say they did pin us back. They were pressing. And even whilst they're pressing, like people slated Maddison for losing the ball there to Jesus. But I love that because regardless of how much that press was, 3 or 4 passes, as it showed with the Johnson miss and the Porro ball across the box, 3 or 4 passes, we then not countered, but you've almost broken their line and we're in an attack. So the fact that they pinned us back for so long, I felt like it was almost like a sponge. We drew all the energy out of them and then we turned our game on and started playing our football. And fair play to Ange for not changing. I saw so many YouTubers saying we need to drop it a bit, maybe swap Saar for Højbjerg. We need to sort of be cemented, secure at the back. And I was like, do I believe that? Don't I believe that? And when he come out and played his football, I thought, fair play, mate. You've well done.
Fair play. I know there's a couple of people you want to give special mentions to. So before I go to Ian, because then I'll let Ian give his verdict and a couple of special mentions. Fire away with yours, James.
I would like to ask, where are my big haters now? Show me where they are. I got slated for this guy, and I said to everybody, shut up, give this guy some time. He's a proper goalkeeper. When it comes to shots and saves, he's a proper goalkeeper. And everyone's like, no, he's a cheap option, Brian. No, we shouldn't. Yeah, we should be going for Ray.
I mentioned you on We Are Tottenham TV
more,
when I did my talk.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. Like my next thing after, Big Vic, I'm going to start a fan club, and whoever wants to join can join. But there's 2 players for me, and I think Johnny also. People can change their opinion on people. People can adapt. So for me and Johnny on Spaces said, I don't think Kulu can play this system. I don't think he's right for Ange. And the first 6 or 7 games, I think he's proven me wrong. I mean, he's probably got, 2 or 3 assists, a goal. Has he got a goal? But either way, he seems to be taking it like a duck to water. And he is still only 22, 23 years old. So I think he needs a good shout out. And the same for Porro. We said again in Spaces, Porro, he can't defend. Yep. He looks out of place when he's right back. He's making me eat my words. So well done, Porro. Well done, Kulu. 2 seconds.
There you go.
Apart from the opening minutes, James. Oh, he's gone. Apart from the opening few minutes where he lost, where he did lose him. Listen, Kulu, he's got an absolute spot on thing, but we never said that Kulu was no good. What we keep saying is, I prefer.
Sorry.
It's all right, James. I prefer Kulu when he comes inside. When he comes inside, I saw his stats and things. I think it's 9 goals and 15 assists in 54 games.
There you go, John, James. You've already got your first member of the fan club. Ren is number 001. Remember that, Ren. Or Ren, you could be. You have to choose. Do you want to be number 1 or number 13 that Big Vic is wearing? It depends now.
No, James
Ian.
and I have been long-standing members of the club. We've been long Vic fans.
It is one of those though. A lot of people go, "Oh, you're a flip flop. Oh, you're a flip flop." No, football changes. You can have an opinion, but you can be proven wrong. You don't have to be. No, he's not very good. No, he is good. You can be. They can prove you wrong. So this flip flop mentality is ridiculous. I'll hold my hands up. I thought we needed a fast right winger to get down the line and cut the balls back, but Kulu's playing well. I also thought Porro was going to be almost like an overlapping fullback and sort of Kulu cut in and he overlapped. But again, I'm proven wrong. He's coming into the midfield and playing football. So well done, boys. Thank you for proving me wrong.
He's doing very, very well. Ian, let's come to you, sir.
Yeah.
What were your overall thoughts of the game and your stat? I know who your man of the match was because we share the same.
Yeah.
I think he was by a country mile. But tell everyone what you thought of the North London derby and your standout.
We'll come to that. But I think one of the things we all love doing this social media stuff, but heavens above, it can be toxic at times. And one of the things is you don't actually have to know very much about football to be pontificating about stuff and about this player, that player. I remember going back, I'm older than most of you, apart from Johnny, maybe a little year or two older than Johnny. But I remember like when we signed Martin Chivers in 1967 or whatever it was, 68.
I don't remember that.
No, I do. And I remember saying, as a little boy, we signed Martin Chivers. Our son, yeah, but he'll take a year to settle in. Now everybody, it's like instant judgment, instant gratification. You join a new workplace, you're expected to take a little while to get used to it. It's culture, what's expected of you. But we put someone on a football field and we expect them to be an instant star. And it's people just need to settle down and actually put football in its proper context, that people need to learn what their role is within any organisation. And a football team where it all moves so fast with, high quality professionals against you and alongside you sometimes takes time. The other thing is, Brian, we discussed this in the show last week about people, we need to make this change, we need to make that change. And I said to you, it wouldn't happen. I think I meant to look up the stats and I'll get them when someone else is talking. People need to understand Ange Ball. Ange goes into the centre of the ring and slugs it out. It doesn't matter who he's playing. He will not take a backward step. He just doesn't. And he will trust his players and put responsibility on his players to take on any opposition. And he will not compromise his principles. And he certainly won't be changing Porro for Emerson or any of the other changing Højbjerg for Bissouma to try and close out the game, or not close out the game, but tighten up the game. He just doesn't play that way. He might finish it that way, particularly if we'd have gone 3-2 up. But I wasn't surprised at the team. I suppose I was a little bit surprised. He started with Johnson, but I can understand why he would want to do that and absolutely get at their fullbacks as the way that they wanted to get at ours. And there was obviously key battles in the middle of the field, but as well on the two wide men against the four wide men against the four fullbacks. I thought it was a fantastic game of football. I absolutely thought it was a pulsating game of football. Neither side gave any quarter. Neither side asked for any quarter. We can talk. I'll let you come on to the VAR in due course. Last 10 minutes, I was a little bit disappointed that we sat back a bit more than I would have liked to have done. I'd really like to have seen us gone for it, having pulled them back twice. And I think some of their intensity went as well, because it's hard to maintain that press as high and as fast as you do, particularly if you had a game on Wednesday night as well. But beyond that, absolutely delighted at the way we're progressing. I'm not always comfortable when we invite the high press, particularly the way, as James mentioned, about Jesus dispossessing Maddison in, 15 yards from the goal, and he misses the target, which he should never have done. But they'll play through, and they will score some phenomenal goals by playing.
They nearly
from the back
scored
and
one, Ian, didn't they?
Sorry, Johnny.
I was just going to say they nearly scored one of the. I reckon it would have been goal of the month without any doubt. There was a move. I don't know how many passes it was from out the back. All that was missing was that final ball from Porro to Sonny, who was running on, waiting for that ball. I thought, here comes the hat trick. What a goal this is going to be.
We will score some stunning goals.
Yeah.
I mean, however this pans out, everybody's, you're on a broadcast now, and everybody's got a smile on their face. Everybody's enjoying the football. Everybody's looking forward, talking with enthusiasm about the last game, looking forward to the next game. However this pans out, thank God we're really enjoying our football. Enjoying the 34 passes. It's wonderful. But as you know, Brian, we've discussed this. And Johnny knows as well. I knew what we were getting. I'm surprised it's gone as well as quickly as it has. But I knew what we were getting, and I knew everybody would love it once we got it.
I have to say, Ian, I will, as Johnny knows, James knows, I refer, whenever it comes up to my thoughts on Vicario, I always reform back to a certain tweet that James put out, and I always give credit where it's due. And as you know, I've done this with you, and I will continue to do so, because the very second Conte got sacked, the very second we were chatting, and from a day after, and you and I were talking, I was like, who is your number one choice? You said two words. They were Ange Postecoglou. And you stayed constant the whole way through before it even became a thing. You were coming on streams, not just here and in our private chat, saying this guy is the guy that will do it. This guy will be the guy that do it. Never once wavered, and you were completely spot on. So I will always give you the credit where it's due. But Ian, as I say,
don't tell the Celtic fans, Brian. Don't tell the Celtic fans that. They'll be on to Ian giving him grief.
Yeah.
He was the instigator.
I might have to leave. He might have to leave Glasgow. But Ian, who are your standout players?
Yeah, so who was what? Sorry, because I've looked up something I meant to look up. Go on.
Your standout players. Name a couple, like James mentioned, Kulu, Vic, and Porro. Give you three.
Yeah,
give you three.
Three. You've I'll have to give one to the goalkeeper because he made 2 or 3 stunning saves.
Yeah.
I'll probably go with Decky. I think I agree with James, and I wasn't sure that Decky was the absolute right player because of his lack of pace, but he's done really well. So credit where credit's due. But
he's still really young as well, mate. He is still really young. When you actually look at it,
and people forget that. I've worried sometimes he's a little bit too one-dimensional because he comes inside so much. But he created an awful lot. I was really impressed with him. But the player might stand out, and he seemed to go a little bit under the radar for a lot of people, was Van der Ven. I thought he was so calm and collected, and Johnny's laughing. I'm not quite sure why.
No, I'm laughing because when I tell you why, Ian, it's purely because when I kept going on, we need Mickey, we need Mickey, we need Mickey, all I had back was, forget him, he's rubbish, we need Tapsoba. And, I just shut up and let them on with it.
Unfortunately, Johnny, that's our fan base. I said exactly the same with Johnson. Everyone's going, oh, it's a waste of money, 40 million, blah, blah, blah. I want gift Orban, I want blah. And I'm like, mate, give it a rest. Give it a chance. You're slagging players off before they kick the ball for Tottenham, right? Give it a rest.
With your Big Vic, as soon as we were linked with him, I spoke to Nima. I'm sure you know him from the Spaces, the Italian journalist.
Yeah.
And I was DMing him, and he said to me, I've just done a piece on him a few months ago about how I think he's going to be the next big thing. And he sent me the link. I posted it, and the back was, anyone can put a highlight reel together. You can't win.
No.
Just for Ian, for Kulu, just to say, I'm the one that said that Kulu can't play on the right, and he's limiting his play, bring him inside. But the most fantastic thing he did was that last 15, 20 minutes when we lost the ball, when we lost our midfield. he was holding that ball up constantly, holding the ball, taking the pressure away from us and dragging it up the field. His body strength and carrying the ball was superb.
I agreed.
Wait,
It's the same with...
Ian, wait, Joe, just very quickly. Ian, go back to what you were about to say about Mickey van der Ven. You started.
Oh, I don't know if I was I? It was actually something else. I said I meant to dig out some stats and just quickly why
he was looking for stats.
The way Ange plays and why whoever we're playing, he won't take a backward step. Celtic played Real Madrid in the Bernabeu on the 2nd of November 2022. Okay, they got beat 5-1. But that's not surprising because Real Madrid have got some really good players and Celtic don't have that many good players. But Celtic had 14 shots at the Bernabeu, 8 on target, pass accuracy of 86%. That's Ange ball. To go to it would never have occurred to him to go there and have just sit back and play 10 defenders and one forward and hope for the best. He played his 14 shots at the Bernabeu, 8 on target. Yeah, it was 5-1 to Real Madrid, who had 25 shots, 10 on target. But you can look at the ratios, and that's why it never occurred to me for a minute that he would go to the Emirates and try and make changes to try and defend. Not his way of playing at all.
Well, I have to say we've got a super chat in here from Tigara. Now, I don't know the tune. I don't know any AC/DC songs by heart, so I don't know the tune. But he's come. There's a song now there's about 15 songs for Van der Ven. VDV, he's dynamite. VDV, he's going to win that fight. VDV is a powerboat. VDV, watch him explode. Tigara, thank you for the super chat. What I will say is Johnny and I, when we got on the coach to Burnley, there was a song that was sung. And as much as I love the Rafa van der Vaart song, because that song will always, the tune just gets everyone going. But there's that song, whoa, Black Betty, da da da. And literally, we were singing this the whole way. And I don't know how this song hasn't taken off. And it was just, whoa, Big Mickey van der Ven, whoa, Big Mickey van der Ven, he's big and fast, Van der Ven, you won't get past Van der Ven, whoa, Big Mickey. I don't know how that hasn't become a bigger anthem, because we need.
Oh Mickey.
There's yet.
Oh God! You blow my mind, Mickey.
But do you know what? This is the thing. We've got so many songs that we just repeat, and regurgitate. There needs to be some new ones, and I love Big Mickey van der Ven. Listen. He is a star player. But talking about defenders, and Johnny, I am going to come to you first on this one. We knew that this deal was going to get done, but yesterday it was completed. Vuskovic, listen, we've got 2 years to work out how you're going to spell or pronounce his name. Yeah. There is a conveyor belt of talent coming through in the next couple of years. It's looking good for the future. With on the field. I need to caveat that so many times before people start thinking things. The pathway looks like it's being set clear. How good is it? How good is this player going to be, or what do you know? And how good is the future looking on the pitch?
Listen, to Spurs fans out there, right? Honestly and truthfully, you need to all calm down, right? The fact 18 months are going on about what Gabby and Fabio have been doing, 16 to 19-year-old recruitment, top players. I can't believe we got this guy. Back in March, I was alerted to him, not by me watching Croatian football, guys, because I'm not watching Croatian football, but by football people who were talking about this kid, right, that was going to Man City or to Real Madrid or to PSG or what have you. Okay. How we got him, I don't know, but I know it's only through what we're doing in recruitment and being up there and doing it. The guy made his unofficial debut at 15 years of age. He then made his debut just a few days after his 16th birthday, playing 90 minutes, a full 90 minutes in the derby, Dynamo Zagreb versus Hajduk Split, plays for Hajduk. And then 5 days after that, he scored a goal. Okay. on his 16th and 5 days, or 16 and 6 days. My only worry is there's that guy who is 6'4" already at 16 years of age, doesn't turn out to become a basketball player. And by the time he arrives, he's 7 foot tall, and we have to sell him to the NBA. Basically, Gavardal, I can never say his name properly, right? He's in Croatia. They're saying he's ahead of him for his age. Okay. Yes, we are taking a risk. But fans are always complaining, oh, we're not that club, we're not this club. We are making strides. We are making proper strides and signing proper players to have a conveyor belt. I've said it all along, right? We built an amazing training centre and it's empty. In reality, it was empty. And now it's the best it's ever been that I can remember. The talent is there in my lifetime that I can remember. I know we've had great players come through back in the day, but this is really the thing. And, when you can't afford to spend 60, 70 million on this player and that player, if we bring these players through over the next 18 months, not this guy, obviously, because he's got 2 or 3 years before he'll do that, then we can supplement with one big player. But he's quick. He's very powerful. He hasn't stopped scoring goals at every age group. In fact, I think he's one of the top goal scorers. Obviously, because when you're 16, you're 6'4". But I actually, on my feed, I posted a goal he scored from. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it now. Posted it a few weeks back of him scoring from inside his own half. But there you go.
Yep. Ian, what's your thoughts on A, the new arrival, and B, where the youth academy looks like it is going in a different direction, and direction it's needed to go into for a long, long time?
As people know who've seen me on shows, and I'm no fan of Levy, but I'm certainly not in the placard waving purple yellow Levy out brigade. One of my criticisms though of him is that as a businessman, he has a lot of success with things that he's done, but he seems to me to be incapable of what I would call joined up thinking in the direction that he's taking the club. It all seems to be react, bring in somebody, react, get rid of them. There's been no strategic thinking over where he wants to see the club over a longer period. If it has, it's not been clear how that's manifested itself in decisions that have emanated from the boardroom. With what's going on now with a coach, and it's a pity he's 58, not 48, but with a coach that's 58 that appears to be planning everything for the medium and long term, whilst making sure the short term's taken care of, bringing in these young kids and developing them and maturing them was to me is just brilliant. If anyone is old enough, Johnny, you are, remember when Liverpool's boot room policy, it going back to the 70s and 80s, where they would buy players. I mean, for example, they bought a young boy called Ian Rush from Chester in about, 1979, 1980, and stuck him in the reserves for 2 years. Now, there's no such thing now as the Central League that Liverpool played in, the football combination, the Southern, the Southern teams played in. So you have to probably farm them out on loan much more than you do. But what's the fact that we're now producing real quality out of our academy, or bringing in younger players to develop them, I think is absolutely fantastic. And I think the thing about the Croatian boy that I love is, despite the fact that he seemed to be courted by some very, very big teams, including Manchester City, he said, I only want to come to Tottenham. I only want to come to Tottenham. And I think that's really encouraging. So I think for the first time, whatever our views on ownership and whatever, there does seem to be a togetherness about the fans I haven't seen in the couple of years I've been doing, YouTube broadcasting.
Yeah.
And there seemed to be an understanding that for once, from the boardroom to the coaching staff, to the team, to be, young players, to the fans, we're all pulling for once in the same direction. And that's, I think, the most encouraging thing.
You got a good point. And James, we'll go a slightly different way with you. I'm still talking about the youth club, but Ren has just brought something up. Thank you, Ren, darling. I was listening to a pod today, and when he managed the Australian under-17s, he went to 6 World Cups, and that's when they were having him with two every 2 years. I think it's one of his strengths, identifying youth, and this is putting a bit more weight behind it, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's exactly the same if you look at Brennan Johnson. It was the same thing. Everyone was writing him off. But he's a young lad. Like you haven't even seen him play. Like, trust Ange. If you're prepared to stand there and sing from the hymn sheets for Ange, you're then entitled to criticise if he does something wrong, and you're then entitled to believe in what he's building in the future. Mm-hmm. The only thing I want to say about the youth and stuff like that, well, there's a couple of things. First of all, I hate Daniel Levy, like passion, hate Daniel Levy. But all of this stuff he's doing behind the scenes, the go-karting, the NFL, the youth, that's all fantastic work. But you need to focus on the first team as well. Why isn't he showing this commitment to the first team? He's got every sport that there is available at the ground. That's fantastic. I'm all for that. But then we do need to be backing it up with players on the ground. And when it comes with the youth, I've been lucky enough. I've been to the training ground hundreds of times, so I'm lucky in that respect. And it was only a matter of time, because the facilities that those young lads had and the facilities my son had was ridiculous. They put them on diet plans, and they've got this, they've everything. So the facilities that are there now, even their grass pitches, I don't know if any of you guys have been there, but there's about 15 grass pitches surrounding the actual training area.
Yeah.
And they are like carpets. They're better than the AstroTurf that's indoors. So the facilities that they have, it's only going to be a matter of time, like the Man Cities have also done the same thing, before you start producing talent after talent after talent.
Well, I'll tell you what, James, tomorrow's going to be quite a good show. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show, because I'm going to give a spoiler alert now. Today, this evening, me, Brian Daigle, will be inside the Spurs training ground.
Enjoy it.
I am going inside the training ground today with Stell, because obviously he's got his coaching and he does his thing, he goes and does his checks. So today, I will be walking inside the training ground. Obviously, it's just with the youth team. We're going nowhere near the first team or anywhere near an office. I'd love to see what it looks like and have a chat with. But I will be in there today, so I'll be giving a full review and talk about it. Actually speaking with like the youth academy directors and everything. Really, really, really looking forward to it.
It's a great experience.
If next time James goes there and there's a little mound of earth by one of the by one of those training pitches, and you haven't been seen online for a few weeks, we'll know where you are, Brian.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're checking. I don't know if they're checking. I might get there and they've checked the guest list, and they might go, "Yeah, your name's not down. You're not coming in." But then if they let Stell in, I'm sure I might be in with a good chance. But we'll have to see what happens.
Chance to Stell going to more. Can I just say, Ian.
Big up, Chris. Thank you, buddy.
You mentioned Ian Rush, right? So, Mulewalls have just my great friend Mulewalls did this thing of Ian Rush. It's just been released. The unfortunate thing is, can you see his resemblance off there?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can.
I mean, what? I couldn't believe it. I was like the unveiling of Ian Rush, and it looked like
Yep. But Chris, you didn't put a comment in. If you do want to put a comment in, just put something there, and I will make sure we bring it up. And I have to say, Chris, not this Saturday, because I'll be at We Are Tottenham TV doing my final watch along in this country at We Are Tottenham TV HQ. But the next Saturday, 7:30 against Luton, I will be back in the Scotland Yard, the greatest pub in the world, sitting at my table that has been reserved for the season already, come down and spend the morning with us. I'll be there all day and afternoon probably. And then any other game you want to come to, my table's reserved. You will always have a seat at the table. Just let me know you come in. Right. Spoke about Vuskovic. I need to bring this up because I've seen over the last 48 hours, over the last week and a bit, obviously Arsenal fans, yada, 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 giving it all the large. And then after the game, after this slaughtering we were going to take, this battering we were going to take, they have appeared all over. Obviously, on my Twitter, I'm quite active. You go into anything Tottenham released, even with Destiny. With Destiny's picture, they're going, "Oh, Saka had him all." Like Saka, I mean, they have been. Oh, you got a draw. We had Martinelli and Trossard out. And I was like, oh yeah, Martin. I've been saying something. You had Martinelli and Trossard. And I was like, well, at least we did. At least we turned up to play you. I'm surprised you didn't try and get a postponement and then say we need to get the game rearranged. But also, what's happened? I'm going to come to you as well first, James. And I've seen it on a few people's Spurs, a few people that I follow. Chelsea fans are piping up. Now, I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're even coming up for air to talk with what's going on in there. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Their house is burning. And they're coming in and giving it large. I mean, how mad is the world going, James? And how stupid are they?
I try not to sort of put everybody into a bracket, but Arsenal fans are thick as it's unbelievable because they were saying, like, one of my good friends is an Arsenal fan, and he was saying, we haven't got Martinelli. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? He said, well, he's our best winger. I said, okay, well, I'd like to debunk that. And he went, yeah, go on then, if you can. I went, well, our best midfielder last season was Bentancur, so we haven't got our best midfielder. And he went, yeah, but he's not that good. I went, well, neither is Martinelli then. And he went, no, but you're not making sense because we had Vieira on. I went, oh, is that £40 million midfielder you bought? He went, yeah, but then we bought on Havertz. I went, oh, is that £70 million midfielder you bought? And he went, no, but and I was like, you don't make sense. Like, explain to me. And he went, yeah, but you're happy with a draw. I said, no, I'm happy that you look like an idiot. That's what I'm happy about. I'm happy about you look like a twat. You said to me 5-0. Everybody said 5-0. Everybody was saying 6-0, 7-1, 5-2. You're all clowns. And I want to make one special mention. I don't know if you'll see this, but still, you're a legend. You're an absolute legend. On that Monday night show with that Arsenal fan, I can't think of his name. He is the most biased guy I've ever met, and he still just handed his ass to him. He said, okay.
Was it Steph?
He kept saying, what's that?
Was it Steph?
Yeah. He kept saying, but in the first 30 minutes, the game could have been over. So I put a comment saying, that's fair enough. But what about the other 70 minutes the game could have been over? And he went, no, but it would have been 2-0. I went, yeah, but what about the other 70 minutes? It could have been over. And it just winds me up. And Chelsea, I saw a stat. Here's a stat for you. I think in this calendar year, their average point is 0.8 points per game. 0.8.
I think they've won 6 games. I think they've won 6 games this calendar year.
One this season against Luton.
That's relegation form, isn't it?
Well done, boys.
It is. I mean,
yeah.
What's your thoughts on?
You know,
listen,
he's doing a job from the inside.
He's tragic.
No, he's magic. He's doing the job from the inside.
Ian, I get all the banter. I get the banter. It always happens with any club. But from the fact of all week, they're going to batter us. They're going to educate us. They're going to slaughter us. And Chelsea fans giving it whatever they want to call that because it's pathetic.
Yeah,
I get it in the bit. You know what? I get it in the week in the build-up. I get that because it's all tension and it's all part of the game and the experience. But after the game, when you haven't battered us, educated us, slaughtered us, you've been given a game. We're the ones that are more disappointed not to have taken all 3.
Yeah.
You come in and give it large, going, oh, you only drew, we had injuries. And then Chelsea for just speaking. I mean, how stupid is it?
I'm 64 nearly in a couple of months. I've grown out of giving it large to most of the people, particularly up here. I don't see many. It's only on social media. I don't even see
they don't
that
know
many
us
Arsenal
now
supporters day to day. But no, I think what's interesting is you look at the contrast, because let's go back when Conte was fired. The vast, if it had gone to a vote of the supporters, very good.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
If it had gone to a vote of the supporters, Maurizio Pochettino would be our manager now. So let's look at that. Now, I'm not going to say things would have been just as bad as they are at Chelsea, but I think if you look at the contrast in the way that Postecoglou has clearly been getting, and I think this is one of the things that we've questioned in the past. Postecoglou is clearly getting the players he wants, and is clearly identifying what he wants and saying, I'd rather work with what I've got than take second-rate alternatives that I then don't want to work with. I'd rather save the money. And I think, going back to a point James was making earlier, I think there will be more signings. I think this is just the beginning. I think if there's players available that we can get and that we want in January.
Would you take Jota, Ian?
Sorry?
Would you take Jota?
Take who? Jota from Celtic. I'm not convinced. I'll tell you who I would. I'm not sure he's good enough. I'm not sure he's heavy enough in terms of tough enough for the EPL. He has the pace.
He's the winger, though, right? He's the one-on-one.
Shall I tell you who really impressed me this season? Who I think is the perfect player for Ange Ball, and that's Neto at Wolves.
I think
he just can't stay fit, can he?
Ian, I'll tell you what, right?
I know he's had injury problems, but he's another one. He's still only about 22. Granted, there's a risk in that, because the football transfer, that online thing, puts his value at about 28 million. I can't see Wolves letting him go for anywhere near 28 million. But
he was one of my favourite players, Ian, right? And I was going mad about him, saying, this is the player. He's going to be the next big thing. I think he's an amazing player. And then he got that horrific injury, and he's been struggling to get out. And this is the first sign in 2 years of him being back.
Yeah, agreed.
There's a few players for me. I saw a tweet before we come on here, and I did agree with it. And it said, getting carried away, and I'm going to get carried away. But it said we are probably 100 to 130 million away from being top 2, top 3 teams in the Prem. And what it actually said is, if we signed Mitoma, or another one I like is that is it Nico Williams from the Spanish left winger? Is it Nico Williams? Somebody like that, a proper first choice left winger, and then somebody like Eze or a centre back. So if we signed, say, Eze 70 million, taps over 50 million, I think then you actually are covered in all areas. I think you've got depth in all areas, barring the left back. I think you can then push on it and actually make a challenge for the top 2, top 3 teams in the Prem and win trophies. So I hope Levy does say, you want Eze, you can have Eze. You want Tapsoba, you can have Tapsoba. And then I would understand if he just brought in the youngsters to come through, because I think you would have a very good squad then.
As I've always said, James, I've always said, James, and then Johnny, I'm coming straight to you about the fans. I've always said, and I've said it for years, I understand buying youngsters. I'm all for buying youngsters, but what we've needed to do is, so many times we bought lumps of coal hoping they turn into diamonds, and they've just turned to dust. I understand. I would rather we went and bought 2 diamonds and then got 2. You would understand buying 2, 3, 4 youngsters to say, right, they're coming through. That's what we're doing there. But right now for the team, we need a couple of diamonds. And just gradually doing it. That's what I've always said. So bringing in the youth, the ones that are coming through, and people will know when I get talking about Alfie Devine, it's a recipe for success with him. But we'll see. But Johnny, going back to you now with I mean, Johnny, I know what you're like on Twitter. You're like me. You can get some unsavoury characters giving it large. Listen, well,
I get it a lot.
it's honey or vinegar with us, isn't it? What have
Yeah.
you made of it?
I get it a lot because I wear my heart on my sleeve, but I don't flip flop. So, you know, I was straight with Mickey van der Ven, with Vicario, and yeah, I turned around and I said that Porro can't defend, but I said he couldn't defend before he arrived. It's not something I got from White Scout, but
that's not flip flopping, Johnny. So don't knock yourself like that.
Not.
That's not flip flopping. Being proven wrong is fine in life. There's a lot of things I think I know. I go out in the street and I learn actually that's wrong. It's okay.
I got to say, you know, with these fans, I mean, you know, Arsenal fans, when Harry Kane left, I got all the texts. I'm sorry, I mentioned his name. I swore I wouldn't. I got all the texts. That's you done. That's you done. Right, all your goals. Where's that all coming from? And Spurs fans as well. Where's it all going to come from? Hello? We're no longer Harry Kane FC. We are a team. We are a cohesive team. No one's looking for one player, right? Every player is a vital cog in the wheel. And for me, that's what's important. I was going to talk about a player, Robert Renan, right? Have a look it up. Renan, 19-year-old. 6'1" player, left footer from St. Petersburg. Only came across him a couple of days ago, but have a look at him. He looks absolutely insane. But look, for the youth, I've always complained we have no youth. I've complained about it for years and years and years. This is the very, very first time that I can remember in the last 18 months where we had a cohesive plan. The thing is, when you look at Arsenal, they have a conveyor belt of talent coming through. And what they do is they supplement it with top signings, individual signings. If we go and buy a whole load of diamonds right now, the problem we have is when these kids who are coming through, who I believe are diamonds, if the road is blocked like it was under Conte, they will leave the club. And we will see them flourish somewhere else. I don't want to do that, right? I want to be in a situation where we cherry pick the best bits. We sell off like Iwobis and, you know, look at Chelsea. I mean, not look at Chelsea, but look how many youth players they have sold. Tamori, Abraham. You can sit here for about 10 minutes going through the talent that they've sold and the amount of money that's brought in. So it becomes like an industry where you take the best bits and it's the bits which are to you maybe secondary to your requirements are still valuable in the transfer market. And then you have a great business, is what Ian was saying before, you know, not just off the field, on the field, almost a factory. And this is the first time, I think, where players want to come. No one wanted to come to us under Conte, I don't believe. It was so toxic. The atmosphere's completely turned full circle to positivity. And that is with the press, with players. Sorry, go on in.
Yeah, no, I want to absolutely add to that. I think that what people say, oh, he didn't back him because we didn't get Skriniar, we didn't get Bastoni. Right. I think when you start looking back now, because, as I say, people are so agenda-driven. Those players didn't want to come.
Correct.
And maybe they didn't want to come. I mean, I know Bastoni had apparently opened up a restaurant and what have you, but you can get someone to run your restaurant. Maybe you don't want to come because you think it will be 2 years and then he'll be fucked off and I'm left in England. Maybe a player, you know, the new manager won't fancy me or whatever. Players didn't want to come and play for Conte. And you understand why. He was just what he did to Basuma, and I've said this on streams. What he did to Basuma was a crime against football. Yep. So for us to take a player like that, a brilliant box-to-box player. I mean, I can't be the only one who sees Moussa Dembele in him every time he gets the
without a doubt,
and goes with that upper body strength. And you go, and he had him sitting in a little bloody box in the you know, sort of around the halfway line. And you go, I mean, someone put on the chat and it disappeared. That has Ange made Conte unemployable? Well, I don't think it's a surprise that Conte isn't employed anymore. And Mourinho's doing all right. I'll give him that at Roma, but Conte turned into be the biggest fraud, the absolutely biggest fraud. Give him £200 million, each transfer window. Of course, he'll build you a team.
I think he's
success.
Ian, there's something I want your take on. Ian, there's something I want your take because I know you've got to go in a few minutes, and we're gonna be having a chat with this after you go. So,
just one
VAR
more quick point because I will have to go, and that is we talk about transfers. Johnny will be able to back this up as well. I don't know what it was like in Japan or what it was like in Australia, but I suspect it was just as good. His hit rate for transfers in Scotland was pretty well 100%. He didn't bring in any player that you think that was a waste of money. In fact, pretty well any of the players that he brought in could be sold for more money than Celtic paid for them. So far, the players that we brought in, I mean, I know it's early days and there's be others that have had a say in it. But when you look at the players that are brought in, like the goalkeeper, for example, like Maddison, like Johnson, everything so far is looking really, really good. I'd love to be here for the VAR chat because I'm an ex-referee a long time ago and I'm frustrated about what I see, but I will have to go, otherwise my clients.
No worries, Ian. Thank you for joining us. And before you go, where can people find you?
Yeah, I haven't got my own show, but I've enjoyed doing the last couple with you, Brian. And so I do a few shows for a few different people. Yourself, Spurs You Asian TV is one I like doing as well. But if I get asked and I'm available, I'll do a stream. Otherwise, if you follow me at Shaggy1712, any Spurs supporters, I'll always automatically follow back.
Shaggy.
There you go. And Ian, you're always welcome on the channel. You're always welcome on the channel, Ian. We'll get you on a lot more if you're available at this time of day.
Look forward to that. Yeah.
No worries, buddy. Listen, you have a good day. Enjoy your meeting you got to get to, and look at you're the most dapper one of us today. Look at you, suited and booted.
Take care, Ian.
Cheers.
See you later on, buddy.
Cheers, Brian. Take care.
Take care, mate. Take care, mate.
All right, James, I'm going to come to you first. Wait, let me just put Johnny at the top. I'll take the bottom here. Let's get into this. James, what are you making so far of VAR and reffing in the Premier League? It's getting silly now, isn't it?
First of all, I hope you don't take my bottom. I'm all right. Thanks, mate.
No, that's not what I said. I would take the bottom, not
you. I'll take the bottom. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No thanks, Brian. We're friends, but we're not that friendly. For me, to be honest, as much as I'm trying to be as level-headed as possible. I hate VAR. I think it should leave the Premier League because it's pointless, in my opinion. But can somebody tell me the handball rule? What is the rule? Do you know the rule? So if you don't know that, so how can VAR do its job? If no one knows, how can VAR do its job? Because what was the difference in that handball at Arsenal to the handball at was it United where Romero got one? Was it United where they struck the ball and hit Romero's arm? Was it United? He had the same thing basically from the same point, 3-4 yards away.
He did it like the one I compare it to, James. It might be the one you were talking about. Is it happened virtually the same thing, but nearer the other end, the edge of the area in the 3-2 win away to Man City.
No, it happened this season. It's happened. I think it might be United.
No, that was United.
So it was point blank. His arm was there, and it hit his arm from 3 yards. Yeah. So how is that? I would be. I know this is going to sound stupid, but I'd be happier if both of them were given than one given, one not given.
Right.
Because then I know the rule. Because if it hits your arm, penalty. Okay. It's the same with the fouls in the box. How is? I don't know. I don't even know what to say, Brian. Because is it a foul? A foul should be a penalty. Not touching the box is a penalty. A foul is a foul. When you touch someone or you graze their foot, that's not a foul. There's a coming together. So I think VAR is useless because it's run by the wrong people. But at the same time, I don't know the rules. So how can I blame something that I don't know the rules for?
Well, I'll give you another example, and then I'll come to James. Johnny, sorry. God,
Like games, but different.
Yes, exactly. When I was doing the watch along at We Are Tottenham TV for the Sheffield United one, and James Maddison went down for that penalty, I was like, no, that's not a penalty. It's way too soft. It's way too soft. And then Simeon said, Brian, that's exactly the same as what happened with Son against Brentford. And then when you look at it, I was like, do you know what? You are absolutely bang on the money. Bang on the money. The inconsistency is ridiculous. And before I go to you, Johnny, just got a super chat in from Moondog. Big up, brother. Blatant red card from Ketia. They need educating. Yeah, I mean, even Dermot Gallagher was like, he said it should have been a red. And then when asked why wasn't it, he just went, well, the referee's made a mistake. He just didn't want to say, didn't get into it. I mean, Johnny, what have you been making of it this season?
Well, all the way through from Monday onwards, all I heard was Arsenal fans bitching about Paul Tierney, I thought, being the ref. And he's useless. He never gives us anything. It's a disgrace. He should never be involved. So I looked it up and I was telling someone, oh, yeah, he's the ref. No, he's not. I said, what do you mean he's not the ref? They've been going on about, oh, no, he's on VAR. Oh, really? Okay. He's on VAR, is he? Okay, that's good. I don't like the fact that the whole week leading up to it, he's getting dogs abuse from Arsenal fans from the Monday till the Sunday. And then, lo and behold, who's the one person who's involved in two major decisions in the game? Paul Tierney, right? First of all, the red card, that is a red card, right? You delusional people out there who say that's not a red card, okay? He arrived so late the game was over, Nketiah, right? What do you want him to do? Break his leg beforehand? I tell you what, if that was a Spurs player attacking and doing that, he's off, right? The crowd would have gone mad. The Arsenal player would have been rolling around on the floor. Lego Head would be on the pitch, right? Throwing his arms up in the fourth official's face. VAR is meant to be impartial, right? VAR it was there to take away hometown refereeing advantage. You know, when you go to a ground and the referee's influenced by the crowd, that's what VAR is to take away from. The influence of that, you know, how a referee can suddenly get something wrong. Clear and obvious mistake. That was a clear and obvious mistake. I must say, though, the penalty, the one where we think it hit Romero against Man United, yeah, it hit his hand.
Yep.
That, right, was further away, okay, that they didn't give than the one on Saturday, on Sunday, which they did give. My only thought, though, is, in all fairness, if it hadn't have hit his hand, that was going in. That's my opinion, right? So it actually did stop, I think, an obvious goal. If it hadn't have hit his hand, that was going in. But the standard of refereeing on the whole, I think, has been absolutely abysmal. I don't think the referee on the weekend had control of the game.
No, but it's what Brian said there with the ref said, the guy that was doing the VAR, the ref made a mistake. There's so many fingers pointing everywhere. That ref didn't even get told to go and look at the monitor for that challenge on Vicario. So how has he made the mistake? You're pointing you're passing the buck to somebody else because you're in the limelight for doing something wrong. It's like, no, referee's fault. No,
have they come out then, James? I haven't seen it. Have they come out and said?
I was just going by what Brian just said about.
Dermot Gallagher was on Sky Sports News yesterday, and it was Dermot saying it. But you know what? The other thing you've got to add to this as well. The other thing you've got to add to this, Johnny, and I'll go Johnny then James, is we saw it with the Wolves game. We saw, okay, Johnny decided to disappear. Let's go. But yes, so we got it that after the Wolves game with the Onana clothesline from hell, the referee come out the next day and go, yeah, I made a mistake, I'm sorry. This could be, for someone like Wolves, the points that could keep them up. But it could mean a lot of money or places. It could be titles. It could be. we're getting to the point now where there's got to be a way around that. A sorry isn't good enough, isn't it? They could have had 3 points. They could have had
100%. And I think that I saw an interview. I don't know if it was Mourinho or someone, but he said after every game they should have to do an interview, and they should, because I mean I'm a gas engineer, but if I order some parts and I book a job in for Wednesday, and I get to my suppliers on Wednesday and go, sorry, I haven't got that till next week now. I then have to go to my customer and say, sorry, the guy behind me made a mistake, so I can't do your job now. And it's the same as the ref and VAR. They're going, well, VAR's fault, it's VAR. Oh no, it's the ref. They're just batting each other off. So they're getting less pressure and less stress now than ever before, because they just go, VAR didn't help me there, or oh no, it's the ref's fault.
Look, can I just say, there's something that I've been going on about, and I've said it for last year. I pay a lot of money, like a lot of people do, to go to the game. Why are the people who are in the stadium the only people watching the game who have absolutely no idea what is going on, right? If you were mic'd up, I've said this again and again and again, if you listen to the refs in rugby or in, even in American football, okay, okay, serious foul play. Can we check the monitor? Now, if I'm listening to that on the tannoy and I'm seeing the images and he's calling it, the referee's mic'd up, okay, let's see the video back. Same in cricket when they're looking for an LBW. We are part of it. That adds to the drama. That adds to the viewing spectacle of it all, and we feel included in it. Right now, no one knows, apart from maybe the people on the TV, because you got the pundits giving their opinion. But yeah, they were red, and I think it makes a huge difference. Then we're included in it. And when they said there's nothing there, then the crowd can react. They said, oh, we're worried that the crowd will react and cause trouble. We're going to have trouble anyway, because all we're seeing is VAR decision. No interaction. Show us the lines. Show us in the VAR room them talking. Okay, can we run those lines, please? Just like in LBW. And you see the lines going on, and then they're waiting. Decision, bang, offside. That's what I want to see. Right now, it's a flipping farce. No one's accountable. No one knows what's going on. And, we've seen other games, not just with ours, where they come out afterwards and said, oh, yeah, we made a mistake. Too late.
Do you know what? I add to this because I was just about to mention something because I reckon, Johnny, doing everything that you just said is the only way to go, but they're not going to go bang straight there. Yeah. They're going to have to do this gradually. And the first rule that I said, or I feel, should be something that should be very, very easily put in is exactly what Adrian said. And I've heard many people say this. There should be like a 30-second time limit where VAR have to make this decision or send the ref over, because you have things taking 5, 6, 7, whatever minutes, and it's just killing everything. Then I would be all for having a timeline, or even like in tennis, where managers can have if the ball goes out and they've got a challenge.
Same in American football, you got a challenge. Yeah.
There's got. I mean, let's put it this way: let's ask you and everyone in the chat, if you could make one rule change to VAR, and saying chucking it in the bin doesn't count, is like asking for 1 million more wishes when you have one wish. James, if you could change one rule in VAR, or one amendment, should we say, not a rule change, what would you do?
I think like what you just said, take it out of the game completely and just bring in the challenges. So if the ref keeps it on onside and he's offside and you challenge for it, then you get 3 challenges and then it's game over. I think that is the only way to do it, because like you said, the amount of time is so say for example like a penalty or a foul, if that's taking you 5 minutes, how can that be a foul? If you show me and it coming together, I will tell you within 10 seconds that's a foul. No, that's not a foul. My opinion is made up instantly. So it doesn't make sense.
I think within 10 years, we will have AI referee, like an AI referee based on the cameras. They will feed into the technology, the rules of the game, right? And AI will probably, be the person taking part in the VAR room, and it will be taken away from idiots, right, with agendas. Man United, VAR, it shouldn't matter where you are. The decision is the decision. There shouldn't be, as I said before, Romero's handball that Man United didn't get was from further away than the one that was given against Arsenal. Okay,
completely agree with this. This needs to be done. This needs to be done so quickly. And Johnny, I just want to come to you because you mentioned AI. I don't understand why the Premier League decided to go against the AI for the offside rule. Because whenever we've seen that in the competitions we've seen it in, it's bang done. You cannot fool it. The decision is there. It's clear. It was taking 20 seconds? Let's get it up. Bang. That would be for offsides, just like goal line technology. Easy to install, and that takes offsides completely out of the game.
Listen,
on these decisions.
AI technology is unbelievable. I'm actually not even here. I'm actually in Spain at the moment. And this actually isn't even me. But look, I think they're holding back the game. I don't understand the mentality. We could turn a negative into a huge positive. Imagine being in the stadium. You paid, you're taking your kids. You've got 2 kids. You ended up paying like 400 quid to go to a game and you haven't got a clue what's going on. Take that and flip that round. It's on the big screen. You hear them on a mic. Oh, they're doing the decision now. What do you think it's going to be? That's part of entertainment.
I agree with that, but I wouldn't show the actual incident on the screen because that is down to individual preferences. So what a foul is to me could not be a foul to you, and we both support it in the same team. So what I would do is not have it replayed on the screen, but have every word that they say out through the speakers and the tannoys, because I think that way.
But they do it in rugby, James.
No, I know,
but
I think
remember the rugby
it's
fan
a bit different. And it's a bit different. Yeah, the money in football and the money that Wolves would lose, like Brian said, the money Wolves probably could lose in that one clothesline from hell from Onana could be massive. So I wouldn't. I agree with the sort of people going outraged because one foul to you may not be the foul to me, and we could be supporting the same team.
That was a foul all day. Listen, James, right? Okay, I don't care where you are or where you're from, right? That Onana was the most obvious foul. In my opinion, there wasn't even anything to debate.
No, but I'm just saying in general. Look at the Son penalty. When Son gave a penalty away to who was it? Was it this season? In the edge of the box,
Brentford, and then
to some people that may be, but that's what I'm saying. But some people that may have been a foul, to some people that may not have been a foul. So to have that on there, and having all the fans going, I don't know, but I definitely think that the voice should be: is there contact? Why is there contact? How bad is the contact? All through the speaker, so everybody knows. Right? Can you check this point? Slow it down, speed it up, And what they said, none of these replays should be slowed down. None of them. Because football ain't played at 3 miles an hour. It's played at fast pace. So all instant replays should be done in the speed. Because if you're slowing it down to see if there's contact isn't a foul, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know what you got to add when you mention rugby and they do this in rugby. I think what you got to remember when it comes to rugby, that whole sport, you look at the way they respect the referee. And the way that the referee's word is final, and there's no like what we do in football, and then you also look at the fans. It's a completely different, wouldn't say demographic, but the fans react and support in a very, very different way. Where they're all full-blooded and love their club and support it to the hell, but there isn't that like football tribal rivalry. There isn't the fans meeting up and battering each other. So it's they've got the standards where they can do these things in rugby and it won't cause an uproar. Whereas
it's because of the money, though, Brian. It's because of the money. I remember when Wembley first opened, me, my partner, and all our families, brothers, got tickets to go see the Saracens versus All Blacks. They were like 15 quid a ticket. So you kind of go there thinking, oh, that was a fun day out, weren't too bad. We're talking of 100 quid a ticket for one person. So
yeah,
there's a lot more riding on it, a lot more pressure, a lot more at stake. And I think that is why they're scared to show too much, because they will have issues at the door of the refs and the VAR if they start doing things like that.
I just think it's wrong. I mean, listen, like, why should you be paying, right?
Agreed.
Why should you be paying this amount of money and not see it? If I go to the UFC, I'm seeing a replay of the knockout, or I'm seeing a replay of whatever.
A low blow.
When I see rugby, when I hear rugby, I've got full understanding of what's going on. When I see tennis and the guy's complained, I see full transparency of what's going on. Cricket, rugby, tennis, okay? Football, why is it hiding behind an iron curtain where no one's responsible? No, we don't know what's going on. It's bullshit, right? And look, even if it's on TV, show us what is going on. I don't want to see after the event and then hear, oh yeah, we made a mistake. That person should have been straight in his ear. Hang on, hold on. Nketiah's challenge, we need to look at that again. Okay? You need to look at it. And look, it's a red card for me. All these people that are saying, oh, he didn't break his leg and all the rest of it. He didn't mean it. He arrived so late and his leg and studs were up. The fact that he didn't connect is irrelevant. He had two feet round his legs, right? It's getting farcical now. There's no cohesion in any of the decisions that are being made.
If he would have caught Big Vic there, I would have had him in the garage tied up.
Right, guys, listen, on that note, we're going to wrap it up right now. So thank you for joining us, everyone. James, where can people find you?
So I'll be on here with you, Bri. Hopefully the times don't change when you go back home. Are we still doing the morning shows, or?
Yeah, I'll speak to you afterwards. There's going to be some changes, which we're going to sort out this week and get back. I will still be streaming. The only stream I'll really be getting up early for is Andrew Management. Cockerel Doodle Doo may be changing its time. There will still be a daily show from us, but obviously the time we start here at 10 to 9 will be 10 to 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Back home. And as much as I love everyone, I can't stop.
Excuses.
Yeah, I know. Fuck it. But I will be doing. I'm gonna be. Listen, I'll let you know. We're going to be doing a lot more. There will still be things. We've got Johnny and Ben that are here, and obviously Ryan, Amir, and Danny when he's available. If he's not hiding somewhere like he is at the moment.
I haven't seen Danny in ages. Where is
mate?
he?
Danny, I'm about to send this. I'm about to start to speak to Interpol to try and find him. They'll be doing stuff here. I will be doing a lot of stuff on obviously Canadian and North America time zone, and also we're going to try and get some stuff in to do a morning show around Australia time. So I've got to work out the time zones as well, because right now I know through the brilliant Australians that watch now, this is like an evening show from them. This is them getting home and watching it. Yeah. So I may be doing a show based around their morning time as well, because the Australian support has been absolutely phenomenal and incredible since, and as with the Koreans with Heung-min Son, and I think it's only right that we start doing shows as well around their morning time as well as evening time. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming from Tottenham on tour. But James, where can people find? Oh, we've done that. That's what led this conversation. Johnny, get the finger out. Where can people? Look at it. It's a work of art.
Do you know what? Do you know how it's weeks of practice? At night, I feel like I could be doing that. I actually hurt my shoulder doing boxing with my son, holding the pads. I said to him, the pads are on. Oh, they'll be fine, Dad. Bang, bang, bang. My son's nearly 6'3" and a bit, and he's quite a big guy. So my shoulder's gone. But I practice this. I've been practicing this, do it in my night. But listen, to the Australians, I hope we don't send you to bed with nightmares. But with our chat. But it's always been it's been a pleasure doing all these shows with you, Brian.
Yes, man.
I'm off to Spain on Thursday for a few days, so I won't I doubt if I might be able to make the odd morning show before.
Well,
you
put it
go
this
back.
way: what we will be doing is tomorrow. We're definitely on, and I will be doing. We'll be talking about my day at the Spurs training ground.
Yeah.
And did I cause carnage or not?
You'll love it, Brian. It's an amazing.
It's amazing.
Listen, the training ground is a work of art. Listen, there's no doubt about that. I'm really.
And there's free coffees.
Well, that's the last thing I need at night time, mate. That's the last thing. If I was going there in the morning, that'd be lovely.
You're going at night.
But Daniel Levy's paying for them, mate. You got to figure that.
Yeah,
Daniel Levy's paying for them.
That's okay. Then I'm not sleeping for a week. I just drink coffee. Even if there's food available that I don't like, I'm going to eat it.
I'm right.
So we'll do that. Thursday we'll be doing a stream as well. Friday we won't be, because Friday my 2 eldest nephews have got the day off school. It's a teacher's training day, so me and their dad are taking them to Chessington World of Adventures. So it's my final time that I'll just get time with them too before I go back to Canada. So I am taking that. But yeah, so guys, you will be able to find us tomorrow. You will be able to see us Thursday, and then obviously Cockerel Doodle Doo on Sunday after our win against Liverpool. That's right, our win against Liverpool. So what I will say to people is, whatever you're doing today, enjoy your day wherever you are in the world. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, Levy out.